Good afternoon, traders. It is Thursday, November 13th, 2014. U.S. stock market is closed. The Dow Jones Industrial Average made, again, another all-time record high today. In fact, on an intraday basis, it really got up there very high today. So, we had another terrible day. I am absolutely close to going out of my mind with these markets because it doesn't make any sense to me. But every single stock we get into gets faded, and it doesn't mean that everything is negative for us, but we end up giving, a large percentage of our profits back. Yesterday, 2 days ago, we had $19,000 open trade equity. By the time we got out yesterday, it was $10,000. Well, that still isn't too bad. We can live with that. But today we didn't have that much. And so when we start giving it back, everything starts getting faded, we end up going into the red. And today we end up closing out negative $5,000. I mean, that's not a huge amount, but it's just totally unacceptable to me. It's just like this market is on the ceiling again, and everything we buy, or particularly if it goes up and we get good and profitable, it gets faded somewhat. And so we just end up seeing our good trades withered as well as the bad trades. And today we had two trades that were, yesterday they weren't really profitable, but they were benign. They didn't look bad at all. Both of them slam, and we ended up losing a total of $6,000 in the two trades combined. So after that happens, then we need something good to come, in and offset that. And the good trades we did have got faded too, so we don't have that much profit. So we ended up negative $5,000. We are carrying positive about $1,000 going into tomorrow, but as I show you in the charts, even that, kind of scares me, the way everything looks. Anyway, I'm sorry to keep complaining about this, but I just don't know, I don't know what to do. I want this market to do a correction so we don't have to buy things up here, because we buy things up here and it's really shaky. And even yesterday with $10,000 in profits were shaky. Anyway, let's take a look at the chart. Okay, this is the Dow, of course, and you can, here's the big climb. And yesterday, it looked like it was kind of pulling back there, but I said this looked to me like this was about as much of a correction we was going to see. Thing was going to go higher. Well, it's the way it started up today. It got really strong move up here, and briefly the Dow was actually above 17,700, which of course is higher than it's ever been before. And then it did come back and did a pretty volatile correction here. Of course, that didn't help us. But I thought maybe it was really going to go, but it didn't go. It comes back up and ends up closing up 40 points, and that is just, I think, a couple points above its previous record high. So it did set a record high, but you can see the problems here that it's beginning to have, and this is acting very much like a market that's on the ceiling, and that obviously creates a lot of problems for us. I'll show you an example here. Hey, I don't want to look at this quite yet. Let's look. I want to show you another one. This is an Autobutyl, and this was one of those $3,000 losing trades I told you about yesterday we got into this, it actually closed with a small profit. Didn't look like it was going to do too much, but still we did have a little profit there. And then this morning, you know, bang, down it goes. So this trade that really didn't look like it was doing too much one way or another yesterday slammed us for over $3,000. And then we had another stock that was almost a carbon copy of this, and EMES, and that took another $3,000 out. And between those two, you know, that just wrecked our day. And you know, the thing is, this pattern is taking place, and even our good stocks here. This is BlackBerry, and we had bought this yesterday. And hey, just look at this nice run up. I mean, this was just great. And when BlackBerry was up here, we were up over $4,000 in BlackBerry. And then right at the close, it does this we can thing again, selling off. I don't like that pattern at all, and I think we're holding under $2,000 now in BlackBerry. So we basically halved our profits on this nonsense the last 45 minutes of the day. And anytime I see that kind of pattern in a stock, I don't like it. I'm worried about what's going to happen tomorrow, and I just think that, you know, there's a good chance what we had up here with $4,000 is going to wither away along with everything else. I'm very unhappy, and it just cuts across everything. We had another good trade here in Lululemon Athletica. Got into that yesterday. It really ran very strongly, and then look what happened. It gets faded today, and this is on a day that, you know, the overall market is making record highs. I don't get it. This pattern we're seeing in virtually everything we're trading now. So I want this I want this market off the ceiling. I'm tired of this. Anyway, you know, having said all that, we haven't lost all that much money, but it's still, we're not going to make any money up here. We've got to get this overall market to do some correction here before we start buying again. And what I really like it to see it do is go all the way down to where our former ceiling was, then bounce, and then we can buy with a lot of confidence. Anyway, oh, this is Trader Bob. I'm signing off. I'll see you tomorrow on Friday.